Good evening and welcome back to the bar. For the first cocktail of this new season, I'm going to mix you one of my favourites, the Italian cocktail, the Negroni. First, fill your cocktail shaker with ice. Then add a single measure of gin. A single measure of Campari. And a single measure of red vermouth. Shake well. And strain into an old-fashioned glass filled with ice. Finally garnish with a slice of orange and serve. Strong, delightful, complex. The Negroni is one of my favourite cocktails, as it is so easy to get right, but the ease of construction belies the robust mixture of flavours. The unique, savoury taste is heavily based on the interaction between the Campari and the vermouth. For example, Antica formula makes a lighter version that allows you to concentrate on the gin, whereas Dubonnet, in place of the vermouth, makes for a tartar drink that is no less enjoyable. Now, how did this simple and tasteful beverage come to be? While the history is, as usual, unclear, the fact that it is named after a member of the Negroni family is not disputed. Which member of the Negroni family invented the cocktail is open to discussion, but my favourite and the most common story is that while visiting Florence in 1919, the Count Camillo Negroni asked the bartender Fosco Scarzelli at the Caffè Cazzoni to strengthen his favourite cocktail, the Americano. This was achieved by swapping the soda water for gin. The bartender then modified the garnish from the traditional lemon of the Americano to orange to show that it was a different drink. As a relatively simplistic cocktail, there are of course a multitude of variations that swap out the ingredients for alternatives. The Americano, as already mentioned, uses soda in place of the gin and will get its own episode in due course as another IBA cocktail. The Negroni Spagliato swaps out the gin for sparkling white wine to make a drink somewhere between the Negroni and the Americano. The Boulevardier uses whiskey in place of the gin for a fuller flavour, while the Old Pal pairs dry vermouth with Canadian rye whiskey for a similar effect. An Agavoni uses tequila instead of the gin, which intrigues me greatly, and is definitely a drink I'll have to try next time I have my Negroni ingredients out. And of course, there are some variations that offer just slight twists on the formula. The Dutch Negroni uses Genever instead of London Dry Gin. The white Negroni swaps the vermouth for Lillet Blanc, and a different aperitif, Suze, in place of the Campari. I know that it's been a while since the bar was open, but don't worry, I've been working away on some different episodes to bring you. Alongside the normal series of IBA cocktails, we will have some episodes based around a specific spirit with the cocktails that are most closely associated with them. I'll also be trying to add in review episodes of the various bars and restaurants around London that I'm fortunate enough to visit. Well, I'll see you next time for an episode based on Metaxa, a Greek brandy. And remember, always drink responsibly. Dr. Wilko's Campaign for Better Beverages is a production of Tinker Tailor Soldier Sponge Productions. It was researched, written and produced by Dr. Wilko. The cocktails were mixed by Dr. Wilko and drunk by Dr. Wilko. The music was George Street Shuffle, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3 by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com. You can support this podcast and all other TTSS shows on Patreon via the show notes and the website, drwilko.org/Patreon.